now! What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and Game of Thrones is back. Yes, Season 6 has started. This is Episode 1, entitled The Red Woman. Now, a whole lot happened in this episode. So much. We saw so many different characters with all of their different plots and storylines going on. But where do you begin? Well, how about we begin with where Season 5 left off? Because this show has done almost a perfect job in presenting a character that you love, that becomes your favorite character. Ned Stark, Robb Stark, the mother, Jon Snow. All these characters that I have loved, and each and every single one of them dying almost worse and worse. And last year was no different. In the finale, Jon Snow being stabbed to death by his own men for the watch. So this episode opening up with his dead body still in the snow, his skin blue to gray, and his body's recovered by Seaworth, and I don't know what's going to happen. Because clearly these men want to take over. They want to now establish themselves as the leader with Jon Snow dead. And I don't know what Seaworth and his men are going to do. I don't know if they're going to stand up and fight them, if they even can, or if the Red Woman can be of assistance. But we learn a lot more about her by the end of the episode. Really quick, I want to talk about Sansa Stark, who I noticed maybe more so last year that people were really against her now, that they were, or at least 2 years ago for sure, people were against her because they thought that she wasn't a strong character. Last year, I think people felt like too much bad things were happening to her, and I understand that, but in these times, if you're a woman, you're probably going to get some fucked up things happen to you. Being raped over and over again and being forced into a marriage by Ramses was not the best thing for her, for sure. But I feel like this season will be her turnaround. I do feel like this season she will rise out from that, become stronger. It was interesting to see Theon Greyjoy finally step up and grow some balls. Like literally almost. He finally let her out and was even willing to almost die for her in a sense. I was like, this is what I want to see. I know he's a piece of shit. I know he did some fucked up things. But getting your dick cut off will bring forgiveness for anyone, including him. But just when it looks like they're about to get captured once again, which with this show, I fully expected them to get captured and brought back and tortured by Ramses. I wouldn't have been surprised. But they were saved by Brienne of Tarth, who she was on a mission almost. The promise she made to the mother Stark to find her kids and save them. She was unsuccessful in finding Arya, but she now finally finds Sansa, and a pretty badass fight in the forest. And now what? She pleads her allegiance to her. So again, I'm curious to see where Sansa goes from here. I want to see her get stronger. But let's move over to Cersei Lannister. After what happened to her, where she was shamed and had to walk through the village naked, man, oh man. Talk about a character who at the beginning of this series you hated. You hated with all your guts. And you almost couldn't wait to see her die. Now, dare I say, not only did I feel bad for her in that moment, but I fear for those people because you know she's going to come back full of hate and vengeance and rage and revenge. Not only for them, but for the people who killed her daughter. Jaime Lannister comes back with the daughter, and when he gives her that speech about how all this fucked up stuff that's happened and how they're going to take everything, and they're gonna get their revenge. And I found myself saying, fuck yeah, get your revenge, Lannisters. Do it. Until I realized that these are the Lannisters. I should not like them. Like, I'm not supposed to like them in a sense, but I do. I do. And not only that, I look at these two characters hugging and I go like, yeah, they're meant to be. They're in love. Yay, they're together, until you stop and go, wait, they're brother and sister. What the fuck? This show is so fucked up, especially with the Lannisters. It's so weird to be watching a show where you know you shouldn't like these characters, but for some reason you either do, or you feel for them, or the actors play this so well to where you just go, well, you know what? The Starks are gone. It's mute at this point. This show's really now mostly all about the Lannisters. Daenerys was taken prison by Khal, this tribe, and it looked like it was going to be season 1 for her all over again, where she too was raped and forced into a marriage by Jason Momoa at the time. Luckily, though, one good thing came out of that situation from season 1 is that she used this to get out of these men raping her. So there's a law that you don't touch a widow of one of their own. She reveals that, finally, thank God. But they don't seem like they're that quick to also help her either, bring her back. So we'll see what happens there as well. I do like Emilia Clarke, so I like that she stood up to them. I like that she at least tried to use her status as queen. Didn't quite work, but she's grown so much as a character, as a leader now. I hope she doesn't go through a whole torturous thing again. Arya is blind, and this sucks. It does. I don't like seeing her blind. She was becoming one of my favorite characters. Again, when somebody becomes your favorite character on the show, something really fucked up happens to them, or they die. And so instead of killing her off last season, they took away her eyes. She's blind because she killed somebody that she wasn't supposed to. And somehow, some voodoo way, they took her sight. She's sitting there, almost begging for change. It was so depressing to see such a girl who had been through hell. She watched her father be beheaded. She spent all that time with the Hound, grew, became strong once again, and then is now reduced to this. It was sad. Hopefully, this chick who came in there and started beating her up with a stick, which sounds messed up. You're beating up a little girl who's blind. But maybe she's trying to teach her something to be stronger or to deal with being blind. Maybe Arya, by the end of the season, will be Matt Murdock, and we'll have some fun with it. I don't love the fact that she's blind right now. But that's where you get the cliffhanger of the episode, where you see the Red Woman, in fact, because, I mean, the actress is attractive. She gets naked a lot, so it's like, well, you can't really complain about that. Some people complain that there's too much female nudity, too much female brutality on this show, raping and whatnot. And it's like, well, I don't disagree with that, but I'm not going to look away either when an attractive actress gets naked. And then she takes her necklace red thing off, and she turns into an old woman. And when I say old woman, I mean fucking old. And so she's really who knows how old, 100 years old, I don't know. But yeah, so that's not really how she looks. And it wasn't a pretty sight. No, I take back wanting to see naked women, if that's what I have to see. Gross. But this does say that she's a very magical, mystical character. That she can apparently do things where she has that object that can do things. Maybe, just maybe, that holds out hope that Jon Snow won't stay dead. I know the rumors were going crazy on whether or not he's alive or dead. Maybe some people even know that he's coming back or something. I don't know for sure. Seeing his dead body there for most of the episode really hurt me. It did. And he may come back, but until it happens, he's dead to me. Seeing his dead body there, it fucking hurt. And until I see otherwise in the future episode, he's dead. The character's dead, and it sucks. Anyways, guys, Let me know in the comments below what did you think of this episode. I thought it was a fun episode as far as like the action goes and telling me what types of stories we were going to get this season. I shouldn't say fun because it's depressing to see some of my favorite characters going through hell, but that's what the show is. It's putting me through hell. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!